Hello everyone and welcome to the final 9 of the 2020 Asia Open presented by Innova Champion Discs. We're here and about to get to it for these last few holes, and if you didn't make the finals, you grab your scorecard and you hand it to the person who you think will have the hot round and you could win a prize. Gary tells us we're ready to go, and I'm going to catch up with Nate to see what he thinks as people are handing him their scorecard.
Nate, any kind of pressures on you when people are handing you their scorecards?
A little bit of pressure for sure, man.
They think that you're going to have the hot round here in the finals. Any predictions before we get started?
Yeah, Jacky's 1 back, I'm 2 back, so anything could happen. I feel like it's my time.
All right, buddy, go get him.
Thanks.
As he said, anything can happen, and Brian Guru Henniger is here. He's going to do some introductions as I mix them in as they tee off on hole number 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final of the 2020 Asia Open here in beautiful Taiwan. Introducing the players. Teeing off first and fresh off his 3rd victory at the Samui Swine Classic in Thailand, from California, USA, Philo Brathwaite.
And as Guru mentions, Philo has the lead and the honors here to get things started. 1 over Jacky and 2 over Nate Perkins, with James Conrad right there, just 4 off the pace.
A new kid on tour, all the way from Taipei, Taiwan, Jacky Chen.
And as the introductions get a little closer, I actually mix the introduction and put it together along with the video, so it's not exactly in perfect sync. So you don't have to worry about the players throwing too soon after they've been announced. And Jacky with a good drive here on hole number 1, which is course hole number 2.
Texas, USA, touring professional, Mr. Nate Perkins.
Nate getting it way up in the air, trying to fight that elevation.
He is the 2019 United States champion, all the way from Virginia, USA, James Conrad.
And James, this is the tee that he slipped on that we saw in the semifinals, so I'm sure that had to be in the back of his head as he was lining that one up. And he comes up just a bit short there on his approach. Nate, very quick. Again, whenever he's throwing either a forehand approach or he's out, he seems to throw a little bit faster. You always have to be on your toes to try and catch up with him. Here's Philo. Not quite a clear putt. This is more of an approach run. And just where he left off in the 3rd round and even the semifinals, drawing metal from just about everywhere. Conrad's attempt is low, so that's going to give him a bogey here just to get things started on hole number 1. And a little hometown love, so to speak, or at least home country love. He comes from Taipei, which is about 5 hours north of where they're playing right now. Taipei is on the north side of Taiwan. We're on the south side of Taiwan. Clearly some pride and joy, though, as we're watching Jacky, who's had just a tremendous weekend already. And he is currently tied for the lead with Philo Brathwaite. Putting on a show for everybody, as I thank the PDGA for their gracious support here of the coverage over the last few international events that I'm covering. And Jacky turns that over. It gets curbed and does not find its way inbounds. I was kind of second guessing some of the players for not really challenging that right side at all during the previous few rounds. And well, Jacky shows you why the bailout zone is actually way out and to the left. and maybe just being happy with walking away with a birdie or possibly the eagle. But this is a par 4 that's very, very gettable. Perkins' attempt is low. Oh, and that's got a great angle on it. It's going to pan out, but still put him on the dance floor. In the 14 or 19 throws I think I've seen on this hole, I believe that's the closest one yet. We'll see if Conrad can capitalize. He's going to need to make some moves here. He's got just 8 holes left to play. Jacky's forehand almost connects, trying to get the elusive penalty birdie. That would have been for a 3. Pretty easy for Philo. And now this is Conrad. Can hear a little bit of a drone. Not sure who was operating it, someone from the event, but you can hear a drone up above us. And there it is. Someone connects on the eagle. James Conrad. So he negates the bogey that he took on the opening hole. And then some. Takes the eagle. Perkins cleans up. He's going to take the birdie. He gets within 1 of the lead, but it's going to be brief. Philo's got a short tap in here, and will again have the outright lead. So he's at 37. Jacky trying to just walk away with his par after the OB penalty. So he'll remain at 36, and Perkins at 35. We're going to move on to the 3rd hole out of this final 9. And I love that during the finals, they actually have a couple of volunteers that go out and hold up the banners as we go around from hole to hole to hole. I kind of wish they were out in front so that the camera could more easily capture them, but what a great presentation. I saw that at the Japan Open in 2008 and 2010. And watching the banners just hustle around from hole to hole is just awesome. Now remember, this is a safari hole. They're playing from, this used to be hole 7's tee to hole 9's pin. Or correction, yeah, 7's tee to 9's pin. Oh, and that is, I actually lose it in the viewfinder. I see it now. It's off and to the left. Good forward momentum, even after hitting the tree branch.
Go, go, go. Go了, go了. Go.
And that one actually finds the right side sidewalk OB.
Perfectly.
It was perfect.
Sorry. Oh, I tried to get out of the way.
Even seeing it in replay, it makes me chuckle. There is, there's a lot of wide open space, and unfortunately, Conrad happened to be walking right as his pal Nate Perkins was throwing, and he recognized that he walked right through the camera angle. But on a hole like this, in this situation, there's really not much we can do about it. So James puts a big pump out there. Philo also with a big pump. That's going to at least give him a look at a birdie. And that was Nate Perkins' 3rd throw as I try and catch up with everyone. Now this is for another par save because of the OB. And Jacky's gone just past it. So that's back-to-back holes. After starting with the birdie, Jacky comes in with a penalty on the 2nd hole and a penalty on the 3rd hole. You got to wonder if a little bit of nerves are getting to him. This is Philo for birdie. And you just have to think, was Philo trying to maybe compensate? I've seen him hit basket 6, 8, 9 times in the last, we'll say 27 or 30 holes. And that time he was off the top of the basket. A little bit frustrated with himself. He's going to walk away with the par. Conrad also off the top. Now Jacky has this left for the bogey 5. So he's going to lock himself in with Nate Perkins, assuming Nate's going to have this quick and easy tap in. They're both going to remain at 35 in second place, 2 ahead of Conrad. And even after Philo's miss, he still has this 2-stroke lead with just 6 holes left to play. And we're going to take a walk over to the modified hole number 10 as we thank Disc Baron for the support. Philo's par gives him the honors.
Oh, come on. Burn.
And this is the one that we saw earlier in the week. It was a little bit shorter. When we came to the semis and the finals, they pushed this one back. Instead of being a little over 300, it's just short of 400. And I think Nate, trying to get a little extra power on that one, pulls it out into the right, hits the tree. He's perfectly in bounds, but definitely not the park job we know he's capable of here. Conrad gets some well-deserved applause. So now Jacky finds himself on the bottom of the box. He's back-to-back penalties, one resulting in the par, one resulting in the bogey. I don't need to say much to elaborate on that. Great drive by Jacky. Philo finds himself at about 40 feet. And that time, surprisingly, no metal. With the amount of times that he's hit some metal, I think that's shocking to everybody, including himself. And Conrad making sure everyone knows that he's still here and anything can happen. He goes to 34 under, just 3 off the pace, 5 holes left to play. And with the CTP drive, Jacky steps up and pulls himself within a single stroke of Philo. He's back to the stroke that he had when he started over Nate Perkins. You can see some of the wind picking up. You can hear it. And Philo and Perkins are going to walk away with their pars. Conrad and Chen picking up the birdies.
Star Wombat 3. This is a new addition to Garrett Gerthy's bag. This is the most utilizable disc that you can make do whatever you want. Throw with the hyzer line low, it'll hold the hyzer. If I throw a little hyzer, throw a little high, it pops up straight and holds the line straight. If I throw it for backhand about 60-70% and let it go about 380, 400. I'm going to be getting a bunch of birdies with this at the World Championships this year.
And teammate to James Conrad and Philo Brathwaite, we see Double G working that wombat. Plenty of height. And that looks like it'll work for Conrad. This is previously hole number 12. And Jacky might have got away with one a little bit there. I think he pulled that to the right, but thankfully there was nothing in his way.
Oh, and then go backwards. How nice was that?
I sense sarcasm in that. And what a shot. Exactly what Nate was looking for. And I couldn't get just the right angle there for Philo. That was high left chain after quite a few reviews. Looked like it was a little bit on that high left side, so doesn't drop for Philo. And James maybe was thinking about the straddle, maybe thinking about that tree, but certainly kept him off his line. But not for Nate Perkins. We saw Nate with the lunging putt in a prior round, so he pulls himself to 36. The crowd loves it as Jacky pulls himself to 37 and a share of the tie for the lead. I just don't really know what else you could be asking for, as this has become quite the nail biter. We've got Brathwaite and Chen tied for the lead. Perkins feeling it right now. He's at 36. Conrad's still not out of anything at 34, although his hopes seem to be diminishing with each hole that gets played. But anything's possible, and thank you to the PDGA for the support. There's the banners I was telling you about. Wanted to make sure to get a good pan of them as they were hustling around the course. Always lining up behind the players. And Jacky again relies on the forehand. Here was previously hole number 13 during the first few rounds. 364 feet. And at one point, I believe in the third round, we saw 4 drives all inside the circle, all 4 walking away with birdies. So we know just how birdieable this hole really is. And when your turnover shot is that beautiful, makes it pretty easy. Now we find our co-leader at the bottom of the box. And he doesn't like it. He feels like he didn't commit to it. That is off on the left side. That's perfectly safe, but definitely in threat of losing a stroke here. So with this putt, Chen can have the outright lead, which is 3.5 holes left to play. Chen cannot convert, but Nate could have got himself a piece of the lead as well with that. And Conrad says, I'm going to step up to the opportunity here. And he's going to bring himself within 2 of the lead, just 1 back of Perkins, taking the solo birdie. Everyone kicking themselves a little bit for letting this one get past them. Of course, thank you to all my Patreon supporters as we move over to this signature hole. Hole 7, also known as hole 16.
That's it.
James, who's found OB more than once on this hole, gets the green flag. Now remember, this is a par 4. We've seen a few eagles on this hole. And Jacky's play, as always, high, wide, and to the right. I feel like we see this play here, and we see it on hole 18. Just by the reaction, we're going to have to assume that it's good. And in the third round, we saw Perkins cut that short and find the OB. This time he stays in bounds. It's going to be short, but at least be in bounds. And there is OB far left. Very difficult to find, but there is an OB line way off to the left. Philo's going to be safe of it as the gallery continues to grow. And Nate Perkins was stepping up and ready to go already before anyone else was in position. Just behind Philo is where the left side OB is, but he again finds the front of a basket. Conrad converts on the eagle. Almost called it a birdie. He converts on the eagle, and he is now tied for the lead at 37 under par. One ahead of Nate Perkins. Albeit brief, his lead is no longer tied. Philo taps in. He's at 38, but Jacky was parked, hence the eruption earlier. He takes the eagle and now has leapfrogged up to 39 under par as Perkins taps in for the birdie. Unbelievable. 2 eagles, 2 birdies, and yet another lead change. Jacky sits at 39, 1 clear of Philo. And this hole has given our players so much trouble. Except for the semifinal round, this hole has just been daunting for our competitors. And so far, 2 clean shots. Jacky's going to be within 25 feet of the pin. Perkins keeping it low. And he gets caught up. Jacky's just remaining fully prepped. Got to get the shoes tied. You got a long walk down the next hill. You've got the lead by 1. Philo needs an answer.
Lift. Dude, are you really kidding me right now, man? Roll OB while you're at it. Go ahead, roll OB.
And just when we thought he was perfectly clear, he gets caught up by a late branch. Nate Perkins sits at 37. He's going to need some magic. Abracadabra boom. I'm not sure what he calls that one, but Perkins grinning from ear to ear as he chases it down from circle 3. Incredible putt by Perkins. He sits at 38. Tied with Philo. And Philo seems to be dejected. He's going to go clear out. He's going to remain at 38. He's a stroke behind Chen. tied up with Perkins. Conrad's got a chance here to get to 38 as well. And so uncharacteristic. Conrad doesn't hit any metal. Chen can close it out here. And he pulls it right. Just not enough room for him. Conrad will walk away with his par, but after the heroic birdie putt by Perkins, this is far from over. Chen cleans up and has just a single stroke going into the final hole with Brathwaite and Perkins just one behind. Unbelievable. Nate with the box. Drifting down and to the right. The safest space is way off and to the right, because if you can get over the trees, you've got a clearing to the basket. Anything short of that is going to leave some trees in your way. A massive run-up, as always, by Conrad. And just too much turn and not enough air under it. Short of a throw-in, Conrad's chances may have ended right there. And every round, every time, Jacky, high, wide, plays out to the right. If he clears everything, he's got an open shot to the pin. That's been his play every round, and he gets the safe sign. Philo pulls it right, but doesn't get the kick. He's going to stay in bounds, but had that finished out with a hyzer, he would have been looking at a long eagle putt. And you hear Nate say second place as he shrugs. Seems to be very happy with that. He's had a great weekend. Conrad confirms he's safe. Philo is looking to put this in. He's thinking Jacky's going to be able to get up and down. So Philo needs this to hopefully force the tie. Have a quick conversation with his caddy. You see he is pin high in the opening where he's been before. Jacky just needs to get up and down from a little over 100 feet. I would have loved to be about 3 feet closer for the tap in. And James Conrad will finish with a birdie. Very respectable weekend. He's going to finish with 38 under par.
Come on, man. Blow nice.
Philo actually asking kind of for the wind to blow hard, and the crowd took it as he was looking for a little bit of an applause. Either way, I guess that made me chuckle only because I was so close to both sides of the action there. And Philo not giving up anything. He's going to take the birdie. He goes to 39 under. He's momentarily tied for the lead, but Perkins is going to also move to 39 under. It could be a three-way tie, but Jacky asks for the crowd to simmer down because he's got 12 feet. And just like that, Jacky Chen is your 2020 Asia Open champion. This is a moment I will never forget in my disc golf career. I couldn't be more excited and happy for this young superstar. There's so many big things to come, and an incredible experience to be covering the Asia Open. Thanks to the PDGA and Innova. I'm going to catch up with Jacky. You're going to hear his award ceremony. We got all the extras. Thanks for joining. I'm the Disc Golf Guy, and that was my video blog. I'm joined by our champion here in Jacky Chen. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't even know where to begin, honestly. You're not rated, and you're unsponsored, but you beat some of the best players in the world. How does that feel?
他不知道怎么讲，但是你没有被排名，同时你也没有被赞助，但你打败了就是前几名的高手，你觉得怎么样？
这是我加入 PDGA 的第一个比赛，然后我也不知道我自己可以打这么好，就是也很开心可以跟世界级的几位选手一起，很开心。
So this is my first tournament before after I joined in
加入
PDGA, and I've never thought I could have this awesome outcome, and I enjoy it and appreciate all the players that I play with in this tournament.
You clearly, by looking at your form, you seem to model after Paul McBeth. Do you watch a lot of YouTube, or
Sure.
And is Paul McBeth? Are there other influences? Is Paul one of them?
除了 Paul McBeth 之外，你还有其他的就是你觉得偶像吗？
Ricky,
Ricky, yep.
Calvin.
Calvin Heimberg, yes.
James.
And James,
Calvin,
yes. What was it like to play with these four amazing people, the three from the U.S. plus Manabu? What was that like for you?
就是跟这四个非常棒的人一起玩，就是三个从美国来的，就是 James, Philo 跟 Nate， 还有从日本来的 Manabu。你觉得你的那个感觉是如何？
这样丢很紧张啊，就是，但是我想我知道我要把我自己做好，就是做好每个环节，就是不管他们丢的再好，我要做好自己。
It was very nervous, but I told myself not to be and to watch out for all the details. Even though they play great, I believed myself and told myself that I can do good too, do great too.
The whole world will now see that you're one of the best players we've never heard of, and we're excited to see what's in store. Where might we see you play next in the U.S. per se?
就是现在世界会开始，你就会见到你，然后这个从突然窜出来的非常厉害的选手，你觉得我们会在下一次在哪里见到你？或许在美国吗？
有机会我会想过去。
If I do get an opportunity, I do want to go to US for tournament and for challenge.
All right, last question. You're not sponsored, but you said you're open to it, and I'm guessing by the time people are seeing this video, you may already be sponsored. Who are you looking for? What would you like to see in terms of a sponsorship?
OK， 所以你没有被赞助嘛？但经过这一次的比赛，还有就是或许在这个影片被上传之前，就已经被就已经找到赞助商了。你觉得有哪些赞助商是你有兴趣的吗？就是像是你有在寻求，你觉得对哪些赞助商比较有兴趣，比较想要？
我觉得有赞助就很好，对我来说，就是每间公司都很棒。
To me, to be sponsored is great already. I mean, every company is great, very great for me. I'm grateful.
Okay, and that means he's open to anyone. All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure and an honor. I'm glad we got to film your first huge win and the performance that you had this weekend. Congratulations. That's all I can say. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, guys. This is Jacky Chen, the best player you've never heard of, but now you know.
and we're going to see him on the world stage. Congratulations to Jacky and the rest of everyone here at the Asia Open. Yeah, man, nice work. Thank you. Thank you. Can I get a picture with you?
Sure.
Smile.
Good
Smile.
bro. 现在想说什么就说什么。
首先我要感谢大会，感谢主办单位，感谢阿冠，然后欧六，
谢谢。
然后
还有这三位。
还有谢谢 Philo and James and Nate。然后谢谢你们来啊，然后很不可思议，我竟然会丢得这么好，因为也算是超水准的演出吧，对我来说。
这是不可思议，这是不可思议。我说的不可思议不是说他的实力，我不可思议的是说怎么都这么厉害啊！重点是他是厉害中的更厉害。
还可以说在跟他们丢，真的坦白说压力真的非常大，但是我一直告诉我自己，我可以，我可以更好，我可以更好，我做到了。
好，你独炸吧，我不要站你了。
好，